Hi there, and thanks for checking out today's guitar lesson. In this lesson I've got a really cool jazz guitar chord that you really need to know if you're a jazz guitar player or a blues guitar player, and it's called the dominant 7th sharp 9 chord. Now this is kind of originally a jazz chord, but it has been adopted by blues rock guitar players like Jimi Hendrix and Stevie Ray Vaughan. So in this lesson I'm going to show you two inversions for it. A really cool Kenny Burrell style groove that you can play using each of these inversions, and also kind of like a little jazz voice leading exercise you can do as well. So if you'd like to get the tab and notation for all the stuff we're going to be talking about, I recommend just looking below this video and you'll see a link to an article on the website which has all the stuff we're going to be talking about in tab and notation. So go ahead, get that loaded up, and let's zoom in and check out how to play dominant 7th sharp 9 chords. When you learn a new chord on the guitar, you should try and find more than one place to play it on the guitar neck. For the purposes of this lesson, I'm going to show you two different inversions for the dominant 7th sharp 9 chord. The first one has the root on the 5th string of the guitar, and the second one has the root on the 6th string of the guitar. Both of these contain exactly the same notes, but if you have them in different places, you can grab them in different situations, as and when you need them. So this first voicing is probably the most common one. This is what Jimi Hendrix uses on Purple Haze and what Stevie Ray Vaughan uses on Testify. And the formula for this voicing is root on the 5th string, 3rd fret. Then we have the 3rd, 2nd fret, 4th string, flat 7th, 3rd fret on the G string, and then sharp 9, 4th fret on the B string. Root, 3, flat 7, sharp 9. Now the interesting thing about this formula is you can move it to the lower string set and it'll produce the next inversion. So just to recap that formula again: root, 3rd, 7, sharp 9. Root, 3rd, 7, sharp 9. The exact same notes can be played on the lower strings and it produces the same chord. So both these chord inversions are really useful to know. This one is, like I said, a bit more commonly used by blues guitarists, but Kenny Burrell uses this one to great effect. It has a really dark and crunchy sound to it because this chord, it has the major 3rd of the chord E and the minor 3rd together. So I guess you could say it's not really major or minor. I guess to me it does really sound more like a dominant chord, and you know, if you're thinking of something that's been a dominant 7th, then yeah, you've got to say it's a major chord. But if you listen to guitarists play over it, they'll use minor pentatonic scales and blues ideas. But there's nothing to stop you playing licks that have the 3rd in there as well, you know, more jazz style phrases. They'll work equally well as minor pentatonic scales, so that's why it's such a commonly used chord by different guitarists. So one thing that Kenny Burrell would do was that he would use this chord for really cool, funky, like Latin straight 8 rhythms. So if we take this inversion here with the root on the low E string of the guitar, he would do rhythms like this. Really cool, funky rhythms, and basically what he used to do was just separate the bass note from the chord, and this will work in either of the inversions. I tend to prefer it on the lower string set. So that's one way you can use it. If you want to have like a really cool Latin groove or a vamp at the beginning of the song, you can just do that rhythm by separating the bass note from the chord a bit, and there is a tab available for that little rhythm on the article if you look below in the description there. But if you want to use it in more of a kind of a traditional jazz content, you could do something like start with the sharp 9, then go to the natural 9, then go to the flat 9, and then resolve to a major chord. That's a really nice way to use it over a 2-5-1 situation. So sharp 9, start with that, just move your little finger to get the natural 9. That's like the James Brown chord, which I'm sure most of you will be aware of. And then the final one is the flat 9, which is a bit trickier because you've got to bar your first finger across strings 2, 3 and 4. But you can get tab for all these free chords on my website and get used to that movement. Really nice. Sharp 9, natural 9, flat 9 and resolving to a major 7th. So I hope this short introduction to dominant 7th sharp 9 chords has been useful and that you've enjoyed playing through both of the inversions and some of the musical examples that I've wrote out for you. If you did enjoy this lesson, please click the like button below and please subscribe to this channel, and then you'll get free access to all the brand new jazz and blues guitar lessons that I post here on YouTube. So thanks very much for checking out this lesson, and I'll see you for the next lesson very shortly.